A new season of America Outdoors is airing on PBS. The series focuses on our relationship with nature and the world around us.
The show's host, Baratunde Thurston, travels around the U.S. in search of the stories that connect us. Next week, an episode will highlight Maine's outdoors and the people who make it great. And it was a chance for Thurston to learn something new and reconnect with a place from his past.
We went to Bar Harbor. We took the ferry over to Nova Scotia. We camped and got hit with a skunk. We went to Acadia National Park. Saw the Thunder Hole thing. Can't quite remember the name. It's really beautiful. Yep. Bought some corn off the side of the road, and had my first beer, birch beer.
This series specifically focuses on how we as humans connect to our environment. I think this season I read is like it's focusing more on our overall health and wellness, and how it relates to the environment. So I'm wondering, how do you want people to feel after they watch?
Better. I want people to feel better after they watch an episode of America Outdoors than when they started. I want them to feel surprised. They should learn something they didn't know, even if they're from the place. If you're from Maine and you watch this episode, you should learn something about Maine. It's not just for outsiders to show off all the things the insiders know. We're revealing some things, hopefully internally as well. And I want people to feel connected, to their version of the outdoors, and to the nature that we all should have access to.
But Mainers have learned to embrace the harsh winters and find bounty for their bodies, minds, and souls.
You're shining light on communities, you're shining light on conversations that we may, like you just said, we may not have known existed.
Yeah, it's a great privilege to learn from and connect to these various people who have learned from and are connecting to nature. And, in the case of Maine, there's Mere Point Oysters, which is doing really beautiful, magical work to create work where lobster used to provide so much more than it does. And they are on to oyster farming and the way the oysters help and the way they create jobs so that kids can stay where their parents are and actually earn a living and make money. That's a real conversation. There's some raw conversations about mental health, about substance abuse disorder, as we had with the Western Maine Addiction and Recovery Institute, WMARI. And there's a lot of vulnerability and a lot of trust that people put in us as producers and filmers of the show and put in me, and we'll be putting in the audience too, to show the healing power of nature, but not shy away from the pain that causes us to need healing in the first place.
And you were here during the coldest months that we have. So you picked a fabulous time.
I did pick a fabulous time. Thank you for putting it that way. In some ways, we got lucky/unlucky.
You've got to embrace the cold.
Yet even in cases where your back is up against the wall and life is proving to be just too much, it could be nature that helps save you and helps.
The goal was to shoot for the winter. Maine is, this episode is about embracing the cold and the fact that you cannot just hide from it and still be in Maine. You can be inside in Maine, but then you're just inside. But the week we were there was abnormally warm, which is a thing that's happening. What wasn't any warmer based on the air temperature was the water temperature. And I did this cold plunge with the ice mermaids of Maine.
The cold isn't something to be avoided or feared. It's something to be owned, to jump right into.
And that water stayed 40 degrees Fahrenheit, no matter what the air temperature was. And I had to embrace that cold. That was a lot.
Oh my gosh.
People ask me when I'm in the water, is it cold? And I say, I bet you sweet ass cold.
This is obviously a very divisive time in our country. There's a lot going on here.
Yeah.
Does this work bring you hope?
Yes. It brings me much needed hope. When I see a whole town and visitors from around the country and the world descend on the Thompson Ice House in Maine to help harvest that ice and there's kids and there's elderly folk and everyone in between. It's a really good, tangible reminder that we can still do things together as a people, as a diverse set of people. And when I see, the oyster farmers creating those new jobs, acknowledging climate change, but not stopping with the acknowledgement. Okay, what do? How do we still got to eat? We still got to have purpose. We still got to make money. And we have to do it in a way that doesn't recreate this cycle of damage and higher temperatures and more severe weather over and over again.
Lots to take in, but looks like a good episode.
Did you tell him that you want his job?
Baratunde, I want your job. Sounds amazing. Who wouldn't?
Yeah, it sounds like a blast.
Seriously. So the episode of America Outdoors featuring the state of Maine will air next Wednesday, October 11th at 8 p.m. on PBS.
And we'll be right